It's ladies' night. That's right, here on Convene Communities. Oh, wait, this isn't a radio show, is it? Anyway, welcome everyone. You can turn your mics back on so I can pretend like I'm not talking to myself. Wow.
You do so well at that.
This is, wow.
I know you are doing well. You told us to be quiet and you didn't tell us to talk again. So
a room full of women and it was absolutely silent. Oh my God. Let me put this on the calendar. As a matter of fact, I'm just bouncing out. Ladies, take it away.
Hey, good evening, everyone. My name is Jodi Watkins, and I'm also known as the female Matt Curran, who is the founder of our amazing Convene Communities. And tonight, I am so blessed to have these amazing women with me. These are some of the phenomenal women that are doing great things on our platform. As you know, our platform is more of a resource, but it's also a learning management system. So I want everybody to just kind of, we're really just going to have a discussion and roundtable, but we want to talk about, what are we doing on Convene? How are we collaborating? What are we working on? And, this is the last month of 2023. So we want to talk about what are our goals for 2024 and, what type of action plans are we putting together to get there? So Kate, I'm gonna let you go first because I'm gonna go across the screen as it's shown. So Kate, we're gonna let you go first. How are you doing?
I'm great. Great to see you all. It's so funny. Yes. We're from so many different parts of the US, but you guys have become like family to me in a short period of time. And so I am a co-leader of Uniquely You, which is a teen and young adult community, and Uniquely Yours, which is a parenting community. I call myself a connector or a blessings connector. I am someone who likes to bring resources and people together for the greater good. So I partner with Jeff Bateson, who's a teacher and soccer coach and a dad, and we shared a vision really just for helping parents and teens connect with one another and with professionals who help them and navigate some harder things. So we're growing, and I'm excited about what's on the horizon for us. We'll kind of get into that in a bit, but I also do a faith-based group within Convene in the women's community. I'm a co-community leader of that as well. And it is a group where women connect in a collaborative virtual devotional, and we talk about how to bring God's word into our lives and how we can really utilize it for the things that we're navigating as women, as moms, as wives, friends, all of it. So it's been really, really powerful. So that's been a great demonstration of the power of an anonymous safe space to share our stories and experiences and move forward in life.
Yeah, for sure. Kate, talk a little bit about how you got to Convene.
Well, that came through Jeff Bateson. I experienced something along the lines of a vision in 2020. I was a pediatric physician assistant, and I was seeing a lot of disconnect between really my patients and themselves and the world around them. They were really suffering, and the parents were equally suffering. And I personally had experienced breakthrough in my own mental and physical health by being in a life-giving community with other people and having tools and resources to move myself from a place of not so healthy and really a chronic 10-year state of grief that I really didn't process and handle. I just kept going and putting a smile on after losing my dad. And I just needed help. And I finally asked for it. And when I got vulnerable and realized that was okay, it brought me out of the muck and I really started to thrive again. And so I envisioned this space where we could bring life-giving community to teens and young adults, as well as a separate group or community for parents. And just really, there's so many people who want to help. We want to bring tools and resources to one place and give people a safe and anonymous space to talk about the things that many don't. Social media is really that, I don't know, it's the highlight reel of so many people's lives, and Convene is the polar opposite of that. It's quiet, it's reflective, And Jeff Bateson showed that to me after we had a conversation on the beach together. He was telling me the same things he was seeing with his youth soccer players and his students in both middle and high school. And he said, yeah, I agree with what you're seeing in your patients. And I said, I just feel like I'm supposed to create this space for people to connect. And ironically, Jeff had been working within Convene for probably 5-6 years at the time, and said, I can't believe this, but I have exactly what you need to make that vision a reality. And we ended up creating it together with the help of Matthew Curran, who founded and created Convene. So it's been a really exciting couple of years of growth, and it's really starting to take shape and be utilized for exactly what its purpose is.
Yeah, it's been awesome to watch. Definitely.
Thank you.
All right. Next, we have the amazing Brenda Warren, the solutionist. Brenda, welcome. How are you doing?
Welcome. I'm fine, Jodi. Glad to be here tonight with the ladies of Convene. This is historic, so y'all need to be taking
I know, right?
What's going on here tonight.
I know, this is amazing.
I am Brenda
when you get the women together, you better watch out. Look.
I am Brenda Warren. I am the solutionist. I'm a retired Marine gunnery sergeant, the mother of the amazing Alex, and the leader of the Life community. It is, and Life stands for Leveraging Impact for Entrepreneurs. In that community, that's where you can learn everything business. We're all about entrepreneurs and small businesses. And we are going to teach them how to be successful, gain knowledge, and how to collaborate and create communities for themselves that they can go on to build. Because when each one reaches one, we can all do a lot together, because I believe no one's light should dim because another person's light shine. We should all shine brighter together. And when we collaborate, we come from a place of sharing and wholeness that can take us a lot further than we can go when we're all alone by ourselves. And I hail from the great state of North Carolina.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my goodness. It's interesting because all of you are going to speak, and I know I've heard all of us, we've all talked before, and we have so much alignment, and we don't, it's like everybody speaks and we feel that from each other, and I love it. Brenda, what brought you to Convene, and why have you stuck around?
I stuck around because it really is a platform with a purpose, and I am a servant leader. I have a ministry background. Also, Matt's a Marine. So when Marines put out a call to action, you take the call and you make it happen. On Convene, I found a home that allowed me to be creative. I started actually wanting to create a community all about life coaching. But when I was able to do the strategy session with Matt and figure out what my real passion was, because I'm all about helping people close the gap between their desire and reality. And Matt helped me close that gap for myself so I can help others do the same. The strategy session that people get with the founder of this community is bar none one of the best. I'm part of $25,000 masterminds that did not give me the support and the type of structure that I got being here at Convene. And the other part too, where else can you go? And I go a lot of places virtually where you can talk to a Uber driver that turned multimillionaire, to talking to a Marine that was sitting in her house for 8 years, stuck on her couch, afraid to come out the door, who is now an international best-selling author and helping people all around the world live their best lives. Only on Convene Communities can you truly do that. And everybody brings such passion and such willingness to help each other grow. This is the community that I want to be a part of and grow on, where I can create my courses. And one of the best things I love about Convene is that I make money in my sleep. And I was doing that before I ever spent a dime. I think that's one of the best kept secrets of our community. I was here for 2 years doing absolutely nothing but getting paid. And then I said, well, if I can do this without even trying, what happens when I become intentional? Well, I get paid even more. That's why I smile, because large sums of money come to me on a regular basis from multiple sources for the benefit of all that I get to keep, because I'm a money magnet. And I learned to do that right here.
I love it.
That's
the power of that affiliate link, right? Yeah, so I tell everybody, I'm like, just get your affiliate link. You don't even have to do anything. Just share what you see value in.
That's right.
Thank you, Brenda. We're glad to have you here. We definitely are. And you're a true asset to everything that we're trying to do here. So, Amy, I got you next. So I'm going to let you go and talk a little bit about, what are you doing? What brought you here?
Well, I'm Amy Krause. I am I say former educator, but I'm still an educator.
Yes, you are.
I'm a retired 20-year veteran teacher, but I'm now motivational speaking back in the school system. So elementary and middle school kids, I go in, fire them up, empower them to really, truly love themselves as they are uniquely blessed to be on this earth. The big push for me was the suicide rate is so high for kids, and we have to get in and talk to our kids. As a former person who attempted it multiple times, I was not going to let that happen to these kids anymore.
Yeah.
So I go in all over the country, nationwide, to speak to elementary and middle school kids on how to love on themselves 100%, embracing their uniqueness. And I'm also part of Uniquely Yours and Uniquely You, helping parents and kids, because my approach is threefold. It's the kids, it's the parents, it's the schools.
Yeah.
And if we can get all three on board, then our kids can go on and do whatever they want in their world. So I also hold, I do a program for parents, empowering parents. My group within Uniquely Yours is empowered parents equals empowered kids, because if the parents are on board, the kids are going to be on board. So I get to do that. I have my book club in there because I'm an award-winning author. So super pumped for that. And how I came to Convene, well, I had no clue that I wanted any part of Convene other than someone invited me into their group. I'll throw his name out there, Mr. Josh Griffith, who also has his own community.
Yes.
He was like, just come on over. He talks about mental health, and mental health is massive for me, to making the awareness of mental health and the push for making it accessible to everybody, but also making it so that it's not a dirty word. So for me, I came in as just somebody that was sitting on the outside, just watching, being a part of that community, encouraging and building, helping him to build that affiliate part of it. Didn't think any more of it. And then Kate reached out to me and she was like, I think you might have something for our community. And then Matt Kearns was like, we need to have a meeting.
Yes.
I was like, okay. So sat in and I was like, oh, you mean I can take the stuff I'm doing over here and I can put it into Convene and build on it? Show me how.
Yes.
I was like, okay, let's do it. So now I get to do that both in Convene, and I still get to do what I love. And for me, the biggest piece of Convene was about the anonymity, because for me, there were things I didn't want to share with my name attached to it until I was ready. So when parents can do that, kids can do that, and anybody else can do it. A magical gift you give them. You give them that space to be able to do it when they're ready. And that's something that I've preached from day one of, there's an anonymity piece to Convene. So if you're not ready to share your name, but you want to talk a piece of your story, do it anonymously. And that was huge for me from the outside looking in, but it was also on the flip side when I started my own group, to be able to talk that through and make sure people understood that that was a possibility. So I love Convene. These ladies are amazing, and we'll give a shout out.
Well, you're amazing too. How many of us have suffered in silence?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely.
All of us, right? And so that was what got me here. And the next person who I'm going to introduce, she's actually the one who brought me here. In 2020, and I was suffering in silence. I had just published a book. I'll go into that a little bit, but everything had went away. COVID, everything had went away, and I was just like, now what? And so I want to make sure that I give Lisa the stage now, because she is the one who brought me to Convene in 2020 at the right time. And I really just appreciate you so much, Lisa. So I'm going to let you speak a little bit about, what brought you here, what you're doing, and how you're having an impact on others too.
Thanks. I appreciate it. And I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad all of you are here. It's a wonderful place to be. So I came to Convene, I guess 2019, something like that. I got invited to an event down here in Jacksonville I went for the food is the joke.
Yeah, I thought you were going to tell it, but
and I stayed. So at that time, I actually I work with veterans. So I'm a retired Social Security claims specialist. My name is Lisa Herring. Sorry, it's not on the screen. I forgot to say. So I'm a retired Social Security claims specialist, disabled retired. And I was really lost after I lost my job due to disability, and I didn't know what to do with myself. And I eventually climbed out of the pit of that and just ended up spending a lot of time around veterans. I have veteran family members and lots of veteran friends, and people just started saying, "Oh, what do you do for work?" I'm like, "Oh no, I retired, you know." "Oh, you used to work for Social Security? I need help. I got denied, or I'm trying to file a claim." And so it just kind of started that way. And then when I was 62, for financial reasons mostly, I turned it into a business. And I really wish Brenda had been around then, because I didn't know anything about creating a business, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm so excited about what you're doing, Brenda, because people need that. You know,
Yeah.
it just opens up a whole world of possibilities. You know, for a lot of people, particularly disabled people, it just, you know, having your own business and being able to control your own schedule and accommodate yourself and all of that is just the best thing in the world. I can't work outside my home, so it's just the best for me. But I was doing one-on-one consultations with veterans, and it was extremely time-consuming and exhausting, and I couldn't help a lot of them. So around the time that I got invited to this event to learn about Convene, I had been looking for a platform to, you know, create a course. Again, I didn't know anything about creating a course. But I was looking like, oh, if I could create a course, I could help more people. I could work smarter. This would be good. And I came and listened to Matt talk and some other folks talk at this event with the food. And I just absolutely thought, this is it. This is the place. Matt's huge heart, his story behind Convene, and the features that Convene had, I thought, perfect. This is going to be great. Because one of the things I didn't want to do is I didn't want to take my clients that I care very much about and tell them, go over there and watch these videos, you know, take my course,
Right.
workbook, right? Yes, that's part of my course, all of that. But I wanted a way to be able to interact with them in a personal way and support them through the process. I wanted to be there to answer questions for them. And I was like, how can I do that? How can I do that? Well, Convene was the answer for me. And to piggyback on what Amy said, my clients are veterans. I have a lot of veterans who've experienced terrible trauma, military sexual trauma, combat trauma, you know, all kinds of things. And veterans as a group, in my experience, tend to be kind of private anyway. You know, they kind of keep things close to the chest. Some of my people have security clearances still. You know, they don't want to be attaching their name to asking sometimes what are very, very personal questions. So that anonymity feature on Convene, as Amy mentioned, is just fantastic. And it's a huge selling point for my course. You know, when I tell them, hey, I have expertise in this area, I really know what I'm doing, and you're going to take my course, but I'm going to be there every step of the way to support you. That's huge. That's just huge. I just got a text message the other day from somebody who just purchased my course, and they said, you know, I was so afraid to go into this situation. This is a special forces guy, okay? I was afraid to go into this situation all alone. I just really thought, oh my God, I've got to take on this thing. How am I going to do it? And now I don't feel alone. Now I feel like I've got somebody in my corner. I've got somebody who has my six with it. So that's just the best feeling in the world to me. And I just love what I do. And this platform just really works well for me. And I know you said something about goals. So I just plan on keep doing what I'm doing, hopefully doing more of it. You know, I'm constantly kind of tweaking and thinking about what can I do. I wrote some blogs recently. I'll probably write some more of them, you know, things like that. But what's nice about this collaboration with all of us is we don't just sit in our corner office by ourselves and try
Right.
to figure out what are we going to do. You know, I hear ideas from somebody else and I go, oh, I could do that. Maybe I could do that. I have people I can ask, how did you do that? You know, Jodi, when you started talking about AI, I was, well, how did you do that?
I know.
Right? Right. And then Brenda uses AI. I went to her and her partner, and I was like, okay, now I have enough information. I can kind of try it out myself. But there's a huge support system and collaboration system that's just built into Convene. So it's wonderful because you're not alone.
Yeah,
That's what,
for sure. And I was in the same boat, right? I never created a course, and I was in the military. We always had to watch videos, right? It was just like, it was so boring, and I didn't want anything like that. So you are so right about that. I'm going to go last, but I want to make sure that, and I'm kind of partial to this person. She's not only become a friend, but she has become my sister. She has had my back to the fullest. I swear you would have thought we'd known each other for 20 years, but we've only known each other for a year. But my amazing friend Denise Armstrong is here tonight, and I'm so grateful you were able to show up. And I wanted everybody to be able to meet you, so I'm glad you're here. So let's talk about what we're doing on Convene, because we're kind of doing this together, and what we're creating. Let's talk about that, because you guys, if you want to know how she got here, it's because I told her she needed to be here.
Yes. Yes, I absolutely love everything that everybody is doing. And one thing that I'm really big on is that's community and that's outreach. And I do believe, like me and Jodi talk about all the time, you get further together, and everybody has their different strong points, and everybody has their different viewpoints and different visions. But the ultimate goal is for us to win in life, and our families to win, and us to be our best selves. And for those around us who are lacking and need direction, for us to be able to extend the hand out, and then being able to connect with everyone from different backgrounds and different spaces in life and different backgrounds when it comes to businesses, and to see how we can all come together for the greater good is the impact of the world around us is amazing to see. So I'm so happy to be on today. And, I've heard so many great things, and I've been following, everyone. And, Jodi, of course, she's amazing, and she's a ball of fire. And everybody that knows her, you have to love her. And so I'm just happy to be a part.
Well, introduce yourself and tell everybody what you do, because this is the first time everybody's kind of meeting you.
Okay. Well, of course, I'm Denise Armstrong, aka the Wealth Magnet is what they call me. I'm a business coach, and I'm a real estate investor and developer. I help bring out the best in people. I'm also a purpose coach. I help entrepreneurs scale in your business to be able to get capital. I help entrepreneurs make sure that their business is compliant, because there's so much capital out there, and a lot of businesses, are failing or not doing the best, or they can't bring their best because they don't have the capital to be able to put the different things in place to be able to do that. So that's a little bit. Me and my husband, we're big when it comes to developing. We develop communities. Right now, our focus is affordable luxury. We having a big issue right now in the world with affordable luxury, because the average household median is under $50,000, and they deserve to still have a home. So we have came up with a way for the average person that's working an average job, whether it's at the grocery store, whether you're a postal worker, whether you're a school teacher, whether you work 9 to 5, or an entrepreneur, that you will be able to learn how to invest and have something that you can have your own. And of course, me and Jodi, we're tag teaming on. I have the Invest With Her Club, which is on Convene. I absolutely love it. And we're a team of investors. I teach women how to be able to invest into real estate, whether they're an entrepreneur or a 9 to 5, to be able to truly build generational wealth. Is such a big passion of mine, because I grew up watching my mom work really hard, watching my father work really hard. And I watched families around me have to choose between having to go to work and feed their family, or actually be present with their children. And everyone who knows this, that's what's going on in the world, is that, we're having to choose what's going on, and our children need us. And that's the only way we can truly build generational wealth. If I'm successful and I can't pass it down, it's not really building generational wealth. So our children need us, but our family needs us. business. So we need to be able to tap into building multiple streams of income. And that's what I'm good at doing. Tapping into multiple streams of income, tapping into investments, tapping into helping you live your best life and be able to see you, you know what I mean? Even know that it's possible. I also love to resuscitate people, resuscitate businesses, because the only way for us to truly enjoy life is for people to be in business, and we need business. You know, we got places we want to go. We have things that we need, you know what I mean? So people have to thrive. And I love to see people thrive, and to be able to see how Convene brings everyone together. And we're full of entrepreneurs, and we're all trying to scale, to be able to be a part helping people put their business in order to be able to receive capital, business lines of credit, grants. There's 0% interest business credit cards out there. There's SBA loans. There's so many different options out there, over 500,000 different options out there for you to be able to do business to business credit. And I want people to be able to understand that, so they can actually thrive in their business, and they can stop using their own capital to grow. You know what I mean? And it doesn't have to take so long. It's taking people, you know, a certain amount of years to be able to expand in business. I like to shorten that down between 6 months to a year for you to be able to thrive. And it can be done with a proven plan.
I'm proof.
Great personal credit, understanding business credit. You know what I mean? It's one thing, like I say, to have a business, but if your business isn't structured right, you're only going to cap yourself, especially when you want to grow. And it takes so long if you continue to use your own capital to grow. So I don't want to overwhelm everybody, but that's just
Well, we appreciate it. I'm glad that I'm really grateful for her to come in my life, because you know, between Convene, I tell people this all the time. Matt and Denise, don't take me anywhere else, like anything that's involved with Convene. So all of you, and then everything that she introduced me to, I'm like, these are my two people. That's it. But no, I appreciate all of you. So my name is Jodi Watkins. I kind of introduced myself in the beginning, but like I said, Lisa Herring brought me here, and she found me in a veteran Facebook group. And at that time, like I said, COVID had just started, everything shut down. So of course we're at home more. I did have an online coaching business, but you know, it's just, I was on an island by myself. That's what we talk about all the time. Like, we're on this island by ourselves, right? So that's where I was. And Lisa, I don't know what made her reach out to me. I'm sure she can speak on that, but she just said, I have someone I need to introduce you to. And I didn't know who this woman was, but I saw that she was in Jacksonville, and I'm in Jacksonville, and I was like, okay, well, she doesn't seem like she's trying to get over on me. So let me see.
Not at all.
And not at all.
I just thought you had something valuable, and that Convene would be a good place to put it, you know?
Yeah.
Who doesn't need health and wellness?
Right.
Like, doesn't need, you know, and plus I'm always all about supporting veterans. So I think that's valuable.
Well, I tell you, Lisa, I will never be able to thank you for enough for being
Don't make
able
me
to
cry.
introduce me to this. No, I'm serious. Well, because in all you said, and I tell people all the time, it wasn't the platform that kept me here. It was the people. It was the conversation, the first conversation I had with Matt, right? Like, he saw me when nobody else did, you know, and I appreciate some of the comments I've seen on the Facebook, but I really didn't feel heard. I didn't feel valued. I didn't feel, now that was my own limiting beliefs, but at that time, that's how I was feeling. I had just published a book. I came out of depression as I was doing that, but I didn't really come out of it. I actually got in more depression, and I really just wanted to check out. I was like, I'm just going to put everything in this book that people need to know so they can be healthy. And I put my daughter on the cover. I wanted her to know she was the most important thing in my life. And I was just, I'm ready, you know, and that's where I was. And so that's why it's even more impactful that you found me, because you found me at a time that I needed this. I needed the people. I'm going to try not to get emotional, but, but I didn't know what I was doing here. You know, I didn't know. When Matt and I talked, I just knew that he saw me, and he, you know, we had a great conversation, and he was like, well, you have this book, you know, let's get you a course created. And I'm like, well, I don't know how to do that. Right. Like, and his son came in and created my first course, you know, and I was just like, wait, I don't have to do this by myself. I don't have to figure this out by myself. Like, you know, and all I had to do was the videos. I was like, okay, I can do that. You know, I had got a little bit better with videos at that point. And that's how I started. I had the Reclaim Your Life course based on my book, Reclaim Your Life, that I had just published. And like I said, that was during COVID. And then I started the podcast, and it was like, oh, you can bring the podcast over here. And I was like, what? And it took me a while, like Brenda was talking about, she was here for 2 years making money in her sleep. That I didn't grasp that concept for a really long time. I heard people talk about multiple streams of income. I knew that I never wanted to rely on one stream of income because the Air Force went away and I had nothing at that point. And I said I would never rely on one stream of income again. But I had tried so many things, and I was, investing in myself but pouring money into people that I thought would help me get further, and it just wasn't happening. And I really was just on the verge of giving up. And so this came into my life talk about divine timing. It was just perfect timing. And I'm grateful that I stuck around. I've seen a lot of people come and go. You guys have too, right? We've seen a lot of people come and go. And I, Matt and I talk a lot, and we always say, some people will come back, some people won't, but we have the people that we need right now. And
can I help connect some of the dots, Jodi, about the people here? Because we have other ladies of Convene that are not here, like Laura.
They're not here, right?
Mm-hmm. She's a death doula, and she is amazing. And a lot of people don't even know what a death doula is, but you come to Convene community to learn about it. She's built an amazing community that is also starting to spread state to state, and it's just phenomenal. But you have to come into the community to see, and it costs you absolutely nothing to join the community. It is a free community. You come in, you can take the free experiences. There are hundreds of them, and while you're taking free experiences, you can promote other people's communities or courses, and again make money through multiple streams of income. But I wanted to connect each dot here in how it works.
Yeah, and you're right. And then we got Dr. Mel. She's in the health and wellness community. So I'm a co-leader of the health and wellness community. I also have my own community, the Jodi Watkins Leadership Shared Learning Community, where I do health, life, and business now. And then I collaborate with other amazing business people and health people, and and we're all kind of in the same boat, but that's the beauty of collaboration, right? But Dr. Mel's doing her stuff. She's a physical therapist. So I love people like her. Like, that's how I learned. I had 5 surgeries before I became a personal trainer. So my physical therapists were amazing. That they made me a better personal trainer because I didn't know a lot of the stuff. It was the experience that helped me. It wasn't the certification. It was the experience. And so I love physical therapists, and I'm grateful that she's around. Like you said, we have Laurel. And for anybody that doesn't know what a death doula is, I learned what a death doula was about 1.5 years ago when I had my podcast. I actually had one on my podcast. And basically, for all of us, we know people that have passed away. All of us have had people in our lives that have passed away. And I know probably most of us, I have, especially when my mom passed away, I didn't know what to do. We knew that she was going to get cremated, but there was no money. There was no life insurance, no nothing. So basically what a death doula is they come in and kind of facilitate that process. And I know Laurel can speak on that much better than I ever could, but she's one of the people that comes in. She's actually the only Christian death doula. And so that's what singles her out from kind of all the other death doulas out there. And that's how she's able to make the community that she's making and she's certifying other death doulas. And it's just really amazing what she's able to do. But unfortunately, her mother had surgery today, so she wasn't able to come on in person. But stick around, you guys, and you'll meet her. You can go on the YouTube channel. You can hear her story there. Anyone that's not on here tonight, you can always go on the Convene Communities YouTube channel and learn more about us. But we're just coming together to create this massive movement, and that's what it is. Everything that I think all of us are involved in, it's really a movement. And Amy came. We all have kids, right? Amy came, and I was just like, oh, you are so needed, right? Like, because I listen to what my daughter comes home and tells me, and some of the teachers, I'm like, y'all need help, right? Like, and that's okay. We all do, right? But it's just like you were saying, Amy. It's just letting people know, hey, it's okay not to be okay, right? And I say that all the time. It's okay. You don't have to hold it together 100% of the time. But that's what we're taught. We're taught that we have to. How many of us suppressed and compartmentalized their whole life? I know I did. right? Like that's what we're taught. Kate, you are a PA. Like you're supposed to put on a mask, right? I remember training people out as a personal trainer. I would, put on the mask. Let me go in there. I'm happy. My whole life just fell apart like 30 minutes ago. I cried it out. I cleaned it up. I go in here and everything's fine. It's not. So I love everything that everybody's doing here.
It's okay that it's not.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that's why it's so important to be able to create a safe space amongst each other. And I think that's the beautiful thing of that Convene is doing, is they're creating the privacy and a safe space for people to be different. And, it's different areas that they can grow, and you don't have to be stuck at one spot, and you can really have everything that you need all in one space, no matter what area you are in life, at what time and what season. You literally can, follow this on as you grow and as you heal, and so many different intricate parts and things that you guys know that real life happens. Even if you're an entrepreneur, real life is happening. But to have that type of support right there to be able to do it and then be able to speak with those people it's a beautiful thing.
Brenda, what were you saying? What were you saying before, Brenda? I know you were going to give an overview or something.
Yeah, about connecting the dots to the people that are here on the screen. What's important to know is how the collaboration works, because this is a platform where entrepreneurs become, but we also have nonprofits here as well, which is a very big and viable community, which also brings more people to the platform. But I wanted to make a note, for example, Kate, when I started noticing with the Uniquely You, there's Uniquely You, there's a teen edition, there's so many different levels to what Uniquely You does. But what makes them so great is the anonymous piece for that. And so although I'm teaching entrepreneurs and business people, I often send people, if they're looking for a Bible study, I'm going to say, go see Kate, go check that out. When it comes to Lisa brought me to the platform. She brings the most people to the platform so far. And what is great, as a veteran that needed support for my disability, knowing that if I find veterans that need that, I can send them to Lisa. So we all have places we can send individuals to. Denise is working with Jodi, and although they work very well together, see, I did not need collateral to do my business. I had the money already, but Jodi convinced me to go to Denise's site and see what Denise does. And I learned a lot from that. But what's the best part about it is I'm teaching entrepreneurs how to close the gap, because I focus on mindset, but I do branding, marketing, all the etc. But I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. I don't need to teach people about collateral because Denise is already doing it. I just send them to her community, to her place to do it. And then we go back and forth. And when it comes to Amy, we're talking about the students and her passion for it. Jodi for wellness, for fitness, her book. I have a publishing company, Talk to Me Publishing, is housed right there on Convene Community. So all the people within Convene, I was able to give them the basics of what they needed to start their books. That what collaboration will do. It costs a lot of money to get the information that we put on Convene for free. And then we do have our paid courses as well. So when I'm saying connecting the dots, what I'm saying is, if you are a giver and someone is not a taker, this is a community for it, because we're a community with a purpose. It's for real people living real lives, having real experiences that are determined to see each other succeed so we can all rise together. And that's how you connect the dots, understanding that all of us, we can be doing the same thing, but there will be people that Jodi can reach as a business coach that I can't, and vice versa. Right. So we just put people back and forth, and we make sure if it doesn't fit with me, I'm not hurt by that. I'm like, you know what? I know the person you need to talk to. Because see, Jodi's all about emotion, and the ladies saw before this show, come on, I'm strictly business. If you ain't on time, you just left. And I have no problem saying that here.
Brenda, we're not in the Marines anymore.
I know that's the best part about our personalities. So we all bring unique talents, gifts, personalities, and my straight no chaser style will not work with everyone. But in Convene communities, I found my place to be authentically me, flaws and all. And that's what I love about being a part of this community.
Yeah. Let's go to some of the comments. Let's see. It says, give us a 30-second piece of advice for other women to come into Convene and start a group or business. Kate, what do you think?
Well, I think the most important word we haven't used in the whole podcast so far is Convene as a resource. If you work with people, you do not have to reinvent the wheel. use this as a resource. This is your learning management system. It's an anonymous virtual space to connect the people you're already working with to these experiences that are collaborative. So when basically we see into each other's brains, into one another's journals, but you don't know who's who. And that's how we know we're not alone. And I feel like we maybe didn't explain that fully. And I know I kind of sidestepped that.
That's why I asked you
a little bit. But that's a point I wanted to drive home is people are sometimes thinking they have to find their audience, take who you already work with, and then link them to this resource. And it's so beautiful. This is just a new way of thinking, connecting, educating, collaborating, all these buzzwords that and in a community format. So and I think it's also important to understand the hierarchy very quickly. We run communities. Many of us are community leaders. So anybody who works with parents, take your group that you work with, contact me or Jeff, and Amy helps us a ton as well. I want to give her a lot of credit, but we will help you formulate a private group for your people. So basically it's like the mall for parents or the mall for anything related to teens and young adults. For you, it's all things wellness and health. So it's really important to understand that we can create what you want and create a private space, a public space, or a premier paid access space that has, a fee attached to it for you to grow your business and really educate your people in a whole new way. Yeah. So I hope that answers.
And that's so true. I love that you said resource. I have to say that all the time. And Denise and I had that conversation actually, because she has this whole entire system already built out. I said, no, girl, we're not going to reinvent that. We're going to use Convene as a resource that it needs to be, right? So let's go around real quick, and I'm going to actually go opposite this time. So I'm going to let Denise start out. But how do you plan on growing in 2024, and what things are you most excited about?
Doing things like this, honestly, connecting with other powerhouse people, that have that same drive, that have the, I'm kind of like you in certain ways, Brenda. I just kind of have half and half. I have a big compassion. But I am a straight shooter as well, because I know what needs to get done, and I know what it's going to take for you to get it done. And I don't like to waste time. So in 2024, I'm in a no nonsense, no waste time. I only want to connect with people who want more for themselves. And that's exciting for me. I'm really excited about the other business owners that I'm connecting with. I'm really excited for the new developments that we have going on. I'm just excited for the connections. I feel like some great things are happening in 2024, and I do know that that's going to be with other people. So I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and Brenda hasn't seen the tough love side of me, so she just thinks I'm like this.
I've seen the tough love side of you, Jodi.
I'm just kidding.
It does come out. That's the part about our community. Our personalities are so different and so unique. Yeah. And the best part too is about what everybody brings. Because like I told you, Jodi, and probably when you first introduced me to Denise's what she does. It's so amazing. And I was so excited because everybody that comes to my platform will hear about Denise and her company. Because every entrepreneur needs to know her, whether they need the money or not, because it's not just about the money. It's about what she brings to the table and all those things that they're not. She answers questions you don't even know you need.
The structure. I know.
We have a structure.
I've been in business for 6 years. I was like, what? Nobody taught me this.
Her structure, let me say it right. Her strategies, her structure, and her systems are so on point. That's why this is my first time seeing her in person. But I know I'm fangirling over here. So no, I'm fangirling.
I love it. Lisa, let's talk about yours. How do you plan on growing in 2024, and what are you most excited about?
Oh, I think I said before, I'm just excited about keep doing what I love doing. That's mainly it. But I wanted to answer the other question, the 30-second piece of advice coming on Convene. Look, I know some of you have heard this before, so I'm going to apologize. If I can do it, I actually created the course in 2020. So that's almost 3 years ago. Okay, let's just call it 3 years ago. I'm 67. I'm disabled. I have a brain injury, among other things. I'm saying this not because, oh, give me some sympathy. I'm saying it because if I can do what I do on Convene, anybody can do it.
Yes.
Nobody's too old. Nobody's too disabled. Nobody, is too much struggling with something, because there's help. Because there's help and there's support. And I guess I would say to any woman, not to leave out the men, but it's ladies' night, I would say to any woman, jump on a call with us. Yeah. We want to know, what are your dreams? What are your ideas? You might be sitting in your house thinking, well, this is too big. This is too big of a dream. It's maybe too late for me. Maybe it's too crazy of a dream, whatever. Come and talk to us and tell us what you want to do, even if you have no idea about how you're going to do it, because I will guarantee you that you'll walk away from the call having some hope that you can do this thing, you can do this thing. And there'll be some people to come surround you, help you, lift you up, give you some concrete, good knowledge. You guys, for business owners, and it's just come and do it. Just come and see what we're about. And you can lurk for a while, like Brenda did. Yeah. That's okay.
I was on, and that's what I tell people. I said, I always tell people, don't just come to one call. Keep coming back, because if you're anything like me, I thought, but you've been here for a while, but like when we first started out, it's like I just kept coming back. And then I started, when Kate came on board and I started hearing what Kate was doing, I was like, oh my goodness, we have so much in common. Like, who would have thought? She's not even close to me, right? Like, and so we were able to kind of piggyback, and it's just, you got to keep coming around the people that make you feel good about yourself. And one of the things I always say, I'm going to make this very quick, but one of the things that I always say is you can't, and I know this firsthand, you can't tell a big vision to someone with a small mind. Mm-hmm. And that's what I did for many, many years. And they would squash it, and they would tell me I was crazy, and all these things, right? I came here, and that was the first time I didn't get that. I got, let me help you get that ready. And I'm like, wait, what? So, okay, I'm going to go on to Amy, because I know we're coming to time here pretty soon. But Amy, what are some of the things that you plan on doing in 2024 to grow, and what are you most excited about?
So 2024 is going to kick off all about teachers. So as a former teacher, our teachers need help, and there's huge gaps for our teachers and their mental health. So along with Matt's help and some other people at the teacher community, will be kicking off in the new year to be able to give them access to resources, lesson plans, and it's going to be by state. It's going to be by, the area you live in, maybe the school district you're in, and just a platform that they can talk about safely without backlash. So that's going to be huge for the teachers. I'm continuing to travel all over. I'll actually
you need to come to Jacksonville, Florida.
If your school districts would answer me back, that'd be fantastic. I'm actually going to be in
Virginia. I can't do nothing about that part, but
they do need help.
Virginia and everywhere. But I wanted to also answer the 30-second piece. I'm going to say,
go for it.
Just start. If you don't think you can do it, just start. I had no clue what I was starting, but I'm so glad that I did. Just start, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Yes.
Get that power behind you. Feel empowered. Whatever your idea is, it'll fit in this platform.
Yes.
100%.
And let's get rid of analysis paralysis. I say that all the time. That is a killer for vision. Yep. Brenda, let's talk about you a little bit. What's your main thing for 2024, and what are you most excited about?
One is it's the year of impact. So I'm going to be getting people to join the Solutionist portal. We're looking for 150 passionate entrepreneurs that are ready to really get their businesses off the ground and running. And we're going to be focusing on AI. So my business partner, Lisa, who is all about implementation, that's her word for 2024. We're going to be really pushing AI to make business go to the next level. And my third thing is to shine a light on other female businesses, because again, we our light does not dim because another sister light shine. We all shine brighter together. So my advice for the 30-second thing is to join Convene and join the life community so you can go to the paid coaching group, The Solutionist Portal, and close the gap between your desires and your reality.
One thing I admire about Brenda is she can sell, boy. I need you to come with me to my speaking event so I can remember to do that part, because I always forget. Kate, what about you?
Well, I personally am starting to have a lot of conversations with nonprofits that serve either youth or parents or both. And so I'm excited because I'm helping their dreams become a reality. They see big, they see duplication, they see peer-to-peer mentorship, and that's a huge thing right now. So if we give these kids a space to connect, but they've got adult oversight and professional mentors in there that are just making sure everything stays safe and appropriate, it's going to be so powerful. And I'm so excited because this is built for duplication and leveraging our time and really just creating a structure and a system to create training. There's a lot of private little groups you can create for the trainers to learn and grow together and communicate, but then these experiences we can put the kids into to enhance their learning and show them that the way that they think is just like every other human being, and they're not weird, and it puts life into perspective when you know what's going on in the lives of the peers around you. And so I'm so excited about it. And that's really what my focus is right now, is really connecting with a lot of those. So
I love that.
I want to make sure to mention Doc too with all of his time, Jodi.
I was going to say, well, I'm actually going to be working with Doc. So I was going to talk about that with mine. So my podcast, I'm bringing back, so it's season 5 is coming up, Breaking Barriers Now. Please go follow, and, you can hear some of the things that we've done in the past, but basically it's a storytelling platform, and I lost my producer. And so here we go. We have this amazing person named Doc that is doing this one. There he is. So Doc and I were able to link up on a call last week, and now he's going to help me get the podcast back up and running. So I feel like that's part of what I'm meant to do. And that the whole Breaking Barriers concept came to me back in 2019. And so I've kind of just been pressing with that, and Breaking Barriers was already taken, so I had to put the now on it. But it's just basically everything that I do is total transformation. So for anybody that doesn't know me, I am a transformation coach. My book, it goes over mindset, time management, self-care. And then once you get through those 3, then you can get the nutrition, exercise, and consistency is the last one. Because what I used to do is I would teach people about exercise and nutrition, and then I would get it really sucked when they would quit. And what I realized is I was like, I'm not teaching them the habits. I'm not teaching them the mindset part. I'm not teaching them, how to hone in on managing the time that they have left in the day. And honestly, a lot of us, and I say us because I'm definitely one of them, we're people pleasers, and we will literally let ourselves down to please everybody else. And so I had to put self-care in front of that. So that all kind of came about. And then the Breaking Barriers Now podcast came in 2020 as COVID, because I had been saying I wanted to start a podcast, and then COVID hit, and we were all stuck at home. So there we go. That's where I started it. But my main goals basically are just to keep growing the community. I have all my coaching inside of there, but I'm also a co-leader of the health and wellness community. So I've put all my healthy recipe packs in there. I'm doing a nutrition course that I'll be working on, Nourish Your Body Academy. So I'm working on that. That's in the health and wellness community. And then, of course, Denise and I are building out the Invest with Her Club community. So I'm just grateful for everything, for Matt allowing us to use this amazing platform that, think about thinking of this platform. Yeah, I can only imagine what people were saying, right? Like, you are crazy, right? Like, what? So I definitely appreciate him. He and I have a lot of heart-to-hearts. I'm pretty sure everybody here has had those heart-to-hearts with him. So we all appreciate you, Matt, for, just letting us be a part of your vision. And Doc, thank you for everything that you do. You guys, make sure you scan that QR code that's up in the corner. Doc is doing this out of the goodness of his heart. So please donate, and, let him share some love with him, and let him know how much he's appreciated too, because we wouldn't be able to do this without him. So thank you, Doc. We appreciate you.
Thank you, ladies. What a fun show tonight.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have a final thought for everybody if y'all like to hear it.
Yes.
It is, as I always say, people, the choices you make today will be the reality you live tomorrow. So choose wisely and choose to join Convene Communities, the platform where purpose, where your desires can become your reality, because we're here to support your success, your knowledge, and your collaboration.
That's it right there. There we
Wow.
go. I know. We just always have to let Brenda take it home for us. That I have learned that.
Well, there's nothing else to be said.
Mic drop.
Thank you, ladies, so much. It was a pleasure being behind the scenes and pretending like I was busy. I enjoyed the conversation immensely, and we need to do this again for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. Hopefully we can get more of the ladies and maybe the guys later, you know.
We'll talk to HR.
Okay.
All right, ladies. Thank you. Thanks
Doc.
again, and we'll see y'all next time.
All right.